Like I've asked girls for a picture of. I want to see you holding up. I want a picture with you holding up the peace sign.
Are you kidding me?
I'm so serious. Like
And
this
girls
one,
did it?
yeah, this one girl. I asked her for a picture of her knees. Like yeah, just like send me something
That
random. It just
Hi, welcome back to My Comfy Couch. Today we have our live discussion and our topic is online dating. I'm Nikki, as you know, Nicole, and I have Thaddeus on the line. Say hey,
hello.
Thaddeus. So looking at the statistics, right? I looked them up and it says
Uh,
44.2 million people in the US are online dating users in the US. 44.2 million. So a lot of people are dating online. And what percentage of them do you think, what percentage of adults does that make up, do you think, are dating online?
mm, oh, that's a good one. I mean, what we have a population of what 400,000? I mean, 400 million. So somewhere I would say 25%.
Oh, that was so close.
Yeah.
One said 30% and the other said 37%. So that was super close. So it's like a third of the US adults, the singles, are online, right? So it's
Okay.
something huge. So I wanted us to talk about it to see kind of our experiences and maybe how we can use it as a tool to kind of date and meet people. Okay.
Okay.
So, okay. Oh, let's see here. Okay. So let's talk about your experience. What's been your experience with like online dating?
My experience, I think my experience reflects most guys' experience. All right. So
Tell
when
me.
you um so I had a point where I had some time was like during COVID. So I'm like, yeah, let me just give this thing a try. Let me see what this dating thing about. So I opened like maybe 5 or 6, dating apps. So I put my pictures up. I just kind of went to bed. I woke up the next morning. I had like I think I opened like 6 apps or something like that, either 5 or 6. I woke up the next morning. I had like 100 matches. So I'm like, yo, this is dope. And then I open and I look at the matches. I'm like, yo, this is not good.
What happened?
It's like like you see yourself in a certain light, right? So the sexual market value. You think that you're let's say a 6 or 7. So you figure like I'm a match with 6 or 7s, right? And for guys, like the type of girls who swipe on you is like no. Like no, I was like, this is not it. This is not life.
Thaddeus, are you serious?
Yeah.
So you didn't like the people that you saw?
There was a couple that were good. There was a couple that were really good. Um, just think about in dating in life, right? And just put that on steroids. So whatever your experience was, if you get a lot of crappy guys coming to you, you put that online. That's crappy guys coming to you on steroids. I'm trying to be PG as much as possible. Try not to be offensive. But as a guy, you see a certain kind of girl that you don't like, and those are the type of girls that are always trying to holler at you. You go online, it gonna be on steroids.
So what
Really
percentage of
honest.
these women were women that you thought, you were attracted to and kind of were on your level?
Like 1%.
Shit. Oh, shoot. Wow. Dang. And
Yeah.
why do you think that is?
Because the type of woman, like first of all, if you are I would say, decent to like good looking girl, like you don't have to go online today. You have plenty of guys who come up to you all the time already. You know,
Wow. See, that's the
that's
thing is,
my opinion. And then a lot of the good looking girls online, they're just usually there because from what I've read, and so I had done some extensive research, of course, after because I'm like this can't be right. Like it doesn't feel like this is how it's supposed to be. So I did like some extensive research and come to find out like that's what it is. Most of the good looking girls on there are either they're trying to funnel you to their OnlyFans page or their Instagram page. They're trying to build up some type of following, right? And then the other girls who are not trying to do that, they're just there for validation. They just want to see how many hot guys I can match with. Yeah, pretty much.
wow, see, that's the crazy thing is that, again, in all these discussions, it's like men and women feel the same way. Like women feel like there's just a bunch of guys on there that's not serious, and men feel like there's just a bunch of girls on there that's not serious. But I know a lot of regular, decent women that are on there,
Yeah.
and you were on there. So it's like, what is
Decent,
going on?
decent in your eyes.
Oh Lord. I think a lot of like we've had conversations in the past that a lot of guys just aren't approaching women, right? They don't feel comfortable. So dating online is a way that they could kind of do that, right?
Yeah, but then it's too much approaching. So if you do find, like, let's say you find a decent girl, like they've done this, right? So there's a whole bunch of experiments that have been done, right? Where
Hey
a guy
Jessica.
a guy he took like a photo of a like a average girl, put it on, set it down, set his phone down for hours, and he got. I mean, it's just a barrage of messages, a barrage from guys from all over, right? Because guys on there just approaching everybody, and so it's going to be hard to filter out the guys that are actually really serious. So I don't think that is very effective. I think that if you're serious about really finding finding a mate, I think you would either do one of the more serious dating apps, maybe like something like eHarmony or like Match, or pay for a matchmaking service.
Yeah, because that was going to be part of the discussion too. Hey, Jessica, just want to say hi. Jessica, let us know what's been your experience, if you think online dating works or not, if you've tried it. But yeah, I was going to talk about the different types because there's the Plenty of Fish where it's like everybody and their mama on there, and then Tinder I saw was like I'm sorry.
Nothing.
What? What are you gonna say?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so some of them paid versus not paid. Okay, so there are some that you pay for, and it's like, okay, do you get more quality people versus the one you don't pay for? So yeah, I think that's a big thing too. But okay, so let's talk about, because in terms of the matches, I've heard that a lot of things that guys do is they'll like click like through every profile, and
Yeah.
then they'll wait for the girl to kind of like hit them up, and then they'll be like, okay, these are interested, so let me now see which ones I really like.
Pretty
Versus
much.
a woman, I think she will actually go through everyone's profile and kind of read what they said, make sure, go through the pictures and really take it more serious than a guy does. Is that what you think too?
No, well, yes, because the thing is, you get more matches automatically. So, like I told you, there's been an experiment that has been done, and women only match with the top. Guess how much percent? Guess what percentage of guys that they match with that they actually swipe right on? So
The
of 100 guys that's on there, how many guys are getting matches?
5.
5, exactly.
Oh,
Yes, it's only the top 5% of guys that women swipe on. So of course you guys are going to be more selective. But the thing is, now those top 5% of guys, they're getting all of these matches. How do you think that makes them feel?
like the shit.
Exactly. And so they go out with these women and they treat them like crap. It's just this slang. These women are highly attracted to them because of course these are your tall, buff, rich, smooth. These are the top 5 guys. So what do you think that they're doing? All the girls want them. So it's just like a lopsided. It's an imbalance, right? It's this imbalanced dating market that we have, especially online. So that
Jessica said she hasn't tried the dating apps. You'd rather meet the old-fashioned way. Why is that, Jessica? Tell me. Why do you
because
think?
first of all, I could tell you, I got Safra because she's pretty,
Tell me.
so she doesn't have to. She gets guys coming up to her all the time.
Okay, but she's still single, so I mean,
Does she
a lot
want
of
to
people
be?
would think, this is another option. Okay, so of the guys that
it ain't for lack of girls. I mean, lack of guys.
So yeah, I know, I'm not saying that, but I'm asking you, Thaddeus, of the guys that do you think guys are really serious when they go on there? What percentage of guys do you think are actually serious when they go on online dating?
It depends on which online dating app. If it's Tinder, I would say 0% of guys. Right? Yeah, I that's the one I didn't actually try that one because I know that's just pure hookup.
Yeah, Jessica said she has tried the app. So you didn't like it, Jessica? Tell me what was your experience? But yeah, so you said Tinder, definitely a hookup site. What about Bumble? Have you tried Bumble?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I tried Bumble, Plenty of Fish, High Five. BLK, and like two other like Christian apps.
Okay. So of the guys do you know guys that are dating online?
Um, what I know guys who are like on and off, like when
Uh,
they're trying to like, maybe their little pool is kind of drying up and they want to expand it, they go on for a little bit, but most of the guys I know, they meet women the old-fashioned way.
because that was my question is because I listened to, one of the dating experts and he says, hi, say hi when you get in. Okay, I see some people joining. Welcome, okay? And he says that guys know that they can step outside of their house and go check their mail, and there are women on that street that are single. Like guys know that there is no shortage of single women. So the guys who go online are the ones who are prowling for women to take advantage of them. Like he's like 90%. So he's definitely like, say, beware if you're a woman, most guys on there are not going to be serious. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, so Jessica said it just wasn't for her. Okay. So let's talk about so in my experience, let me say from my experience, I have been on a bunch of different apps, a lot of those that you mentioned, and I did have the feeling that a lot of guys on there were not serious. A lot of the guys that were on there automatically, solicited for things or weren't really serious. You know what I mean? Oh, Janae said no app for her, old fashioned too. Okay. So let's talk about that. If someone was trying the online dating and a lot of times the guys ask for pics, I noticed that they're like, they one of the first thing they want to say is, oh, do you have any pics? So I'm thinking like, okay, you just saw all these pics on my page. Is it because they just want to make sure you're really the person that's on there, or do they want you to send nasty pictures?
No, they're trying to verify. Trust me, those guys probably got catfished enough.
So we shouldn't. That's not a red flag if the guy asks you
Nah,
for pics.
especially if he asks you for a specific pitch. Like I've asked a girl for a picture of, I want to see you holding up, I want a picture with you holding up the peace sign.
Are you kidding me?
I'm so serious. Like
And
this
girls
one,
did it.
yeah, this one girl, I asked her for a picture of her knees. Like, I mean, yeah, just like send me something random, like, just to make sure.
And she sent you a picture of her knees, Thaddeus.
She sent me a picture of a whole lot more. I was like, Miss, I did not ask for all of this.
Her head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Thaddeus of her knee. Oh my God. See,
Yeah,
this
it's
is
random stuff. Because like think about it. So they go like those catfish. They go on somebody's profile. They probably just like screenshot all their pictures and then reuse it. I mean, who's gonna have a picture of their knees?
Thaddeus. If a guy asks me for a picture of my knees, I'm clicking off it. I'm gonna think he's psycho.
All right,
Damn
well,
knees. Of
deuces.
all things. Oh, I'd rather you ask me for a naked pic. I'd be like, okay, at least he's normal somewhat.
No, but yeah, but I mean, of course, it was within the context of the conversation. I didn't just say, "Hi, how you doing?" and may have a picture of your knees. It's like we're talking, and I'm like, "Nah, this you can't be real. Like, there's no way. Like, there's no way. You're
Oh
too
my God.
pretty and you're too nice, and like that's like red flags for guys. It's like she's not gonna be that pretty and that nice and all. Now I'm like, nah, I don't believe this is you. Send me a picture of you. And then she sent me a picture of her face. I'm like, nah. I want to see a picture of your knees. Yeah.
That's insane. Whew. So okay, so it's not an absolute red flag because I think that's a red flag when they ask me for that. But let's talk
Mhm.
about the full body pic because I have talked to a guy recently as a friend, and I was telling him if you don't put a full body shot, the girl is gonna think that A, you're fat, and B, you're not confident, right? So do guys feel the same way, kind of like making sure that we have kind of like a full body shot because y'all want to check out the goods, right?
Nah, we're just trying to make sure you're not fat. Yeah. It's like if I ever go on a profile and all I see is head pics, I'm like, yep, she fat. Next.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to mention. If you're a girl or a guy on there, put your full body pic, even if you're fat, please do. Because you can designate if you're the BBW, the big, beautiful women, or the big and
Mhm.
tall, or whatever they call it. But because the thing is that not only does it show that you might be large, but you're not confident either, right?
Mhm.
So that's another thing. Okay, now let's talk about the dick pics, because Lord,
Thanks. Okay. That's not one for me. We talked about that one.
Okay, girls in the chat. Do I have any girls on there who's gotten one of those before? I feel like about the dick pics. Tell me in the chat, y'all, if y'all have gotten those pics. But my whole thing is that what am I supposed to say? Like, you send me a dick pic. Do you want feedback? Like, what am I supposed to, or are you trying to say like, okay, this is what I'm working with. So if she's okay with it, then she's down to F, you know what I mean? Or is it like, am I supposed to compliment you? Am I supposed to cuss you out? And then you're like, okay, she passed the challenge. Like, I don't understand what's up with the whole dick pic thing.
I don't get it too. I don't see any reason why I would be sending a female that.
It's insane, but I've gotten a lot of those on there. And let's talk about the approach too, because I feel like guys, a lot of complaints that they say is like, oh, I'll write a girl, hey, beautiful, and she'll be like, hey, you know, you couldn't be any more creative, or like on her profile she'll write that like, be original, you know what I mean? Guys thinking, you know, they have to think of something clever to say to get the girl's attention. Do you guys feel like that?
Of course. Like I told you, there is so much guys in like just the average woman's DM. You have so many guys in there. You have to say something that cuts through the noise. So that's why guys take all these courses on like how to talk to women and all of this. And I'm like, yeah, such a waste of time. Like all of this just to get a girl on a date. Yeah.
But that's the thing is that I want to say is that I don't think the guy has to be all creative. Tell me, girls in the chat, like if a guy was to write you.
If have you ever been on a you said that you opened a dating app, right?
Multiple.
Okay, so your first night, how many matches you got?
Well, let me tell you, Thaddeus, what the difference is. And girls in the chat, let me know if you meet a guy.
How many DMs did you get like the first day?
A gazillion.
Okay, good. So you going through what is going to separate a guy from another guy?
Well, let me tell you what, this is what I'm trying to educate you and let you know from my perspective. And girls in the chat, let me know, because not only is it online dating, but now Facebook, like guys will go through your social media, Facebook, Instagram, and they'll hit you up there too, right? So girls, tell me, like, does a guy have to say something that just wows you, or is hello like okay? And I think hello is okay, because even though I got like 1 million messages, you know, you still look through the different profiles and you can tell real quick if the guy looks like he's a joke or not. And then the few that you think, okay, this is a real profile picture, this actually looks like a real human and a real decent human, if they just say hey or hi, how you doing, to me that's fine. Like, they don't have to make up something creative. As a matter of fact, when guys get too creative, it looks like copy and paste. You know what I mean?
Which is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. So just say hi. Like, to me, hi is sufficient. Let's see what they're saying in the chat.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see how that would work. You have 1,000 guys who all of them who told you hi, and
that's
somehow,
what I'm telling you.
And somehow you're just gonna find me through the whole. Yeah, come on. I'm
telling you, people get really good at looking through the pictures real quick, and you could tell a lot of the profiles.
The reason why the people sell courses on this is because that stuff actually worked. That Instagram, social media, dating app game, that it actually works. Guys won't pay for those courses if they did it.
Like, they actually work. In hopes that it will work. But listen, I'm going to tell you what the girls.
You increase your chances. I'm not saying every single girl is going to respond to it, but you would definitely up your chances of somebody responding to something other than hi, beautiful, or I don't even know what guys
look say. At the girls in the chat, because I'm saying a total hi, hello is fine, because there's nothing you could say. If a girl not attracted to you, ain't much you could really say that's going to change her mind. So hello is fine.
That's not true. That's not true.
Well, I mean, at the beginning, because these things are really superficial.
That is not true, because you can say things that catch their attention, and they're like, okay, wow, this guy is different. Like, I'm telling you, I think the best conversations I've had on those dating apps came from me just saying something random, like, but it wasn't something I thought about. It's just like something that just came to me at the time. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna say this, and then she was like, wow, that's different.
Most likely she was already attracted to you. I said just a hi is fine. Janae says no matter what they DM her, if she open up the picture and it's not her type, she'll yeah. So, but Rosanna said a simple hello is fine. Other girls in the chat, let me know. Does a guy have to get all creative? or not if if he's interested if he's interested in you. Okay. So now, and I think that even beautiful, like those pet names when you first meet a girl, like as your first message, that's like red flag for me. Like you don't know me from anywhere and you're like with the whole beautiful sweetheart, you know, all this kind of stuff. It just seems like playerish. So I think just like hey, hi, I'm Robert, I like your pics or whatever, just something basic, and let her go from there. It just shows her that, hey, you're interested, and she can take it from there. Girls in the chat.
You know what I'm gonna do, Nicole? I'm gonna give you my pictures.
Okay.
And I want you to go online and you will say that nonsense and you tell me what you get back.
I'm sorry. Oh, to women?
Yeah, and let me and see what you get. And after that, I guarantee you won't be saying that anymore.
Well, I could just say from my perspective, and the women on the chat are agreeing with me, so we'll see. Yeah. So the next thing is that I want us to talk about was dick pics. Okay. Another thing about people's profile, right? So I know a lot of times on people's profile, like you could tell they're jaded, you know, like you look on their profile and the girl is like, oh, don't write me no lame stuff. Or if you have baby mama drama, don't write me. I'm big and I'm beautiful. If you don't like it, shut up, and all this kind of stuff. Where it's like really like, oh my God, you have issues. But guys do the same thing too. Like you look on their profile and they say like, oh, don't ask me for my, you know, don't send me your Cash App or whatever. On there. So I know people might be fed up with the online dating, but if you're gonna be on there, try to stay positive and not have, it shows baggage, right? Thaddeus, do you see that? Do you notice that?
Definitely. My favorite are the ones where the girl says, you know, I'm not here for games. That's a red flag right there. I already know she got ran through, and she's trying to make a turnaround with her life, and she's basically signaling that, you know, the fun is over. I've had my fun. I've, you know, had enough ding-a-ling. No more ding-a-ling for me. I want serious relationship. Like a guy would be like, yes, that's the girl I want. No more fun. Like, come on.
Yes. So Rosanna was saying also that she doesn't like the hi love and hi babe too. Exactly. Oh, Janae said that's not fair. That Thaddeus, they don't care about the DM because they'll date you anyway because you're handsome. You are, yes. But yeah, I think anytime I see a guy with those kind of things, that's like a red flag.
That's what I'm gonna give you my pictures, and you put it up, and then you go talk to these girls, and then see.
Okay, yeah. So if you're going to do the online profile, make sure your profile don't put a bunch of what you don't want. Just put something nice and light, right? Do you guys
no. So yeah, I mean we do.
You guys read the profiles, like.
Oh yeah, of course you're gonna read the profile. Another thing, what you need to do is put what you bring to the table. Like I'm tired of reading profiles. Like that's one thing that stuck out to me. Is all I read is about what they want, either what they want or what they don't want. I didn't read much profile that says I'm loving, I'm kind, I will bring you peace, I can cook, I can do that. None of that. Is always I want no broke man. You better need to be on your grind. You this and this. I'm like, okay, all of this requirement, and then when you look at her, you're like, bro, you should not be asking for all this, right? If I got 2 legs, that should be good enough for you.
You know what I think would be a good thing is that if we had like men and women look up people's profile, like people could submit their profile and then we could tell them how they're viewed. Because I don't think people really see how they come off to other people, you know what I mean, in terms of their profile. Because that's the thing, is because you don't want to overly sell yourself on there either, right? You know, for somebody to feel like, okay, I could take advantage of her. She's gonna do all this stuff for me. She's so desperate. Like, we don't want to look desperate on there either. Look, Rosanna was saying most guys don't even read the profile, or so they say. They look at the pictures and swipe right. I feel like that's true. Like, I feel like, again, like I said earlier.
If you're swiping, yeah, you're going to swipe. And then when you match, that's when you're going to read the profile.
See, that's wrong. Because we are sitting there like really going through people's profile.
Yes, because like I told you, only the top 5% of guys get matches. The rest of them are just shooting in the dark. They're just hoping that one of those girls that they like is gonna like them back.
Oh my gosh. Oh God. Look, Janae said, stay in the Honda lane, leave them Ferraris alone. I guess you remember your
My analogy, yeah.
okay, that is. So
Nah,
is there anything
nah, Jessica. I mean, who is it? Jenny? Nah, I like my BMWs.
okay, so that's the thing is that what about being like really do you people can feel like they're being authentic online? Meaning like I feel like a lot of the guys on there, their pictures look so photoshopped. Like I don't every picture's like, okay, I climbed Mount Everest, you know, I'm chilling in the Bahamas, I'm doing all this athletic shit. And it's like, I'm telling you, out of the like 10 profiles I'll see, like 8 of them will be some crazy shit like that. And it's like, okay, you don't seem like a real person, or are you trying to overcompensate? You know what I mean? Like,
No, that's
you,
actually what if you watch any dating coach or any online dating coach, they'll tell you that. So you need to seem like you have a life because women want to be part of a lifestyle, right? You don't want to be part of who's boring, who don't go anywhere. So that's what they're trying to show you. Is that like I have a lifestyle. Look, I have friends, I take vacations, I have hobbies, I have a life. I'm not a serial killer. I don't just go to work and come home. It's to build up trust and confidence. You only have a couple pictures to do it. So, that's what they do with it. They don't want to show you. I mean, and how much pictures can a guy show you anyway? I mean, we don't know how to work the angles like y'all do. So, I mean, I could show you a picture of me in a tux, maybe a picture on the beach. And then from there, I have to show you my lifestyle.
oh, so Jessica was saying women are on their Photoshop and filter to the max too.
Oh, nobody does it like women. Like nobody does it. Every guy will complain about that. The girls look nothing like when they show up. Online, all you're seeing is a whole bunch of 8s, 9s. You looking at this girl like, oh, wow, this is a bad one. She show up, you're like, bro, did you forget your filter? It's like you better go back and get that filter, whatever that was that you used.
But that's the thing is, if she is looking like her regular self and she a 5 or 6, y'all not gonna swipe on her, are you?
Yeah, guys are swiping on everybody. So,
But then when she match, are you gonna like take her up on it? You know? What about
that's
the
another
bikini?
thing. Yeah.
What about the bikini pics? Because I've seen girls, have the bikini pic on there, and to me, I always think that's like doing too much. But do you guys
Nah,
think that's doing too much?
nah, it definitely shows the guy exactly what you're working with. So no surprises.
Oh, so he doesn't think like you're trying too hard?
Show you exactly what you're working with. No surprises.
Tell me, girls in the chat, will y'all put y'all little 2-piece on there? Okay, so now we've talked about on the apps, and it seems like both you and I haven't had that great of experience. Someone else in the chat was like they haven't either. So I don't know if anyone is really, but then you hear these stories about, people meeting and getting married and stuff. I don't know.
You'll always hear somebody who win the lottery, but playing the lotto is not a good way to. Is not a good financial strategy. Like there'll always be the lucky people, and that's what people don't realize is like there'll always be some lucky person, some anomaly, some outlier, someone who just happened to be so lucky that they find the love of their life online. But by and large, that is not, to me, that's not the way to go. You want the most successful marriages, most successful relationship come from people who meet organically, or who are friends of friends, or people who are in the same social circle. You have the similar background, you are friends, you have certain things in common, you're going the same place. Those are lasting, right? Lasting relationships. But just meeting some random person online, what are the chances that it actually goes well? What are the chances?
And I think a lot of these apps too are so superficial because it's based on looks, right? Like you
That's
see the
it.
person's picture and it's like in real life, a girl may have been attracted to you because of something you did, something about you,
Mhm.
the vibe they get from you. But online, it's just all superficial.
Yeah,
So it kind of takes out that natural kind of attraction you get to someone. And it's just not
exactly.
fair to me for people who aren't that attractive. You know what I mean?
And not only that, but then no, it puts pressure on people to fake. So women, they figure out how to use the best or the most flattering angles and um, filters to boost themselves. Let's say if they average 5, they know, well, I'll get better results if I'm a 9. I'll get better guys. So that's what they do. So they boost their you know, boost their pictures to a 9 or a 10 so that they get more swipes. Same thing with the guys. They don't really have that lifestyle, but they're trying to show you that this is the lifestyle they have. So they boost it. When you know, get to know him, you realize that he's boring. He don't go anywhere. Matter of fact, he don't got no money to go anywhere.
You know, I think like all the guys I've met look just like their picture or even better. Like I haven't met a guy that didn't look as good as their picture. But
Yeah.
you're saying out of the women you've met, what percentage actually look like their picture?
Actually, I didn't meet up with too many people, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The
I think I
knees,
met up
the
with like,
kneecap, the knee was ashy. The picture of the knee was ashy.
yeah, she actually was just crazy. I met her on a Christian app, and that's what I was saying. She sent me a picture of her. Like I think she only had like 1 or 2 pictures up, but she was really pretty. So I was like, "You have any more pictures?" And then she said she sent me a picture like in the bathroom mirror, topless. So I was like, that's what I'm like. That's why I told you had to know what the situation was.
Woo!
So I was like, nah, this is definitely catfish. She playing with me. Like he playing games. Like you won't just like meet a guy, he asks you for another picture to like it's like maybe it was a little blurry or something and you sent him a picture of your titties. It's like that can't be.
Because we already know most times when they ask that what they mean.
No, but I wasn't.
I know,
was
I know.
It's blurry.
On a
So she told me
Christian
that
app.
I was like, yeah, exactly on a Christian app. So I was like, nah, you playing. So I was like, let me see a picture of your kneecap, and she sent it all like.
Janae said she would post a picture of her in her stretch marks and all. That's a question because y'all don't want people to use the filters. But if a girl with her 2-piece and you know she in her 30s and she got a little stretch marks, she got to filter out the stretch marks and the cellulite? Silence.
Yeah, I mean, if you want the best results, then yeah, you're gonna have to try to be as perfect as you can.
Hello. Okay.
Remember, like I said, you could only really date a couple of people. So let's say if I match with 100 people, me as a guy, I'm gonna pick the best, right? I'm gonna pick the best, right? Simple, right? I'm gonna pick the best in the top 5. So if you're not in the top 5, I match with 100 people and you somewhere at number 50, you're never gonna see me.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now I want you guys to tell me your experiences with dating. I see one in the chat. Rosanna said, a guy asked me if I'd like to be his sugar baby and he'll pay me $800 a week just to chat with him and send him pics. No nudes. I have
And she didn't take it? Hey, let me get that guy number, please. Please,
Oh
can I have his number? No nude? Man, I'll be sending him a picture every day.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, I've gotten all kinds of interesting characters from online dating. You guys could share your experience too if you had any. But okay, so we talked about kind of the dating apps. Let's talk about, because I see on social media it's a big thing now too. So not only can you meet guys like and women on dating apps, but friends of friends show up on your social media. So do you think there's a difference if someone reaches out to you on like Facebook or Instagram or something versus like online dating? Do you think there's more legitimacy to that? Did you hear me, Thaddeus?
Oh, you talking to me? I thought you were talking to the chat.
I'm talking to you and everybody in the chat. What is y'all experience with guys and girls kind of reaching out to you?
I mean, I get those requests. Like I get like weird requests, like friend requests. Like you'll get a girl who friend requests you, and then you'll see like you have one friend in common, and you'd be like, "What the hell?" So like maybe she knows this guy, maybe she met me, and I just don't remember her, and they'll friend request you, and then they hit you up on IM, and then they try to talk to you. And it's, to me, it's the same as meeting somebody in person.
Okay, so that one is, you think is
it's
better.
A little bit different because Facebook is a little bit more personal, where you can actually go and see their life. So you see their life, you see their friends, you see, it's not a dating app where I'm just seeing you. Like I know, like I probably could find where you live. Like I know your age, I see your birthdays, I know what you like. All of that is there. I see what you post. I can see if you spell your and YOU''RE. If you mix those two up, I could tell. Okay, I could tell your intellect level. There's so many things you could tell from on Facebook
No, it
that you
looks like
can't on a dating app.
the people in the chat are agreeing with you. Jessica said Facebook and IG is better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like what you're saying. And I've seen that sometime. Well, people have told me about the Facebook dating thing they have now, where now it'll kind of link you with friends of friends and friends. So let's say if a girl, so would you recommend that a guy do that? Like, or women, let's say if a girl, goes through her different friends and look through friends of friends, and she was to reach out to you and say something to you, like, would you think that she was desperate?
No, I mean, I think people just meet, that's how people meet.
So, and would she have to say something like, oh, I'm what you call it, friend? Does she have to be creative, or can she just say, hey, how are you? And that's it.
That's all they usually say. Hey, how are
Okay.
you? It's like, and then it comes and, I try to kind of like dissuade them from talking to me.
Wait, what?
I usually dissuade them from talking to me.
Why?
I'm like, I try to, like, for instance, the last girl who tried to talk to me that way over Facebook, I'm like, man, shouldn't this be a red flag? You see this guy, he has like no kids, he's still single. Don't you think that something is wrong with him? What you think? You just found this guy on the corners of the internet somewhere, and this is just your luck? You just found this guy and nothing is wrong with him?
So you don't want people to date you? You have some.
I didn't say that, but just understand that it's a long shot.
I am totally lost. Do you do that for all women, or the ones you're just not interested in?
All of them.
Okay, so I think that's going to be a whole separate one-on-one comfy couch talk. Because, Lord, we're trying to understand your issues, Thaddeus. We just going to need a whole session on what are Thaddeus's issues.
We're gonna need several episodes for that one.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So now the other way around. Girls in the chat, because I see we have a lot of girls on. Tell me, if a guy was to reach out to you through social media, would you guys be okay with that, or would you think he was kind of like on the prowl? Because I'm telling you, lately, like every day, I'm getting like 5 to 10, like different people randomly writing me, and a lot of them are. You could tell it's a fake profile, so I do like that. Like you said, you can scroll through the profile and see, okay, you just, your page was just created last month. You know what I mean? Or the one person we have in common is someone that have 1 million followers that'll accept anyone. But I have gotten a few that actually are, real legit people. And most of them seem to be kind of ghetto, like people I really wouldn't take on in real life anyway. And the one that I actually did, actually exchange numbers with, they ended up like not being really seeming serious either. You know what I mean? And especially if it's long distance, like if it's somebody who doesn't live here and they see you on someone's page, like, do guys really take that long distance thing serious? You know what I mean? What do you think?
Nah. So, like I said, that first of all, like anything online, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, dating apps, it's a pray and spray and pray. So yeah, that's what it is. Which means that what you do is you just try to meet as many people, because your closing rate, even I think like the best pickup artists, their closing rate is like 20%, right? So it's a numbers game. Right, so if you want to be able to close, you're going to have to try to talk to as many girls as possible. So that's what it is.
Oh gosh. Okay, so Rosanna was saying a lot of guys do that, and they're sneaky, and they really have girlfriends and wives too. So it's like, how can you tell? Because a lot of these guys are not even posting pictures with their girlfriends and stuff. And it's like, you can't even tell that they with somebody. So girls, stop allowing that. I want to say that right now. If you with a dude and he not going to let you post you on his social media, or put that he's in a relationship, that's a red flag, man. Too many of these guys in people inbox. But it looks like there's a consensus that people are okay with that. So guys and gals, if you see people on your social media or friends of friends, like, I guess it seems like it's okay. It doesn't seem as weird or desperate to kind of reach out to them, right? And you can just be regular and say, hey, how you doing, right? But again, if it's long distance, you gotta be careful because I don't know if them guys are serious about the long distance like that. Okay, so in the chat again, you guys tell me your experience with dating online versus talking to each other. What about the Facebook dating app? Do you think that you would try that? Do you think that would be different?
Talking to me again?
Yes, Thaddeus, I'm
Oh,
talking to you.
what would be different about it? Like,
Because now it's like friends of friends, and like you
no,
can see.
I think that Facebook, like, because I actually went through it. Like, I went through it. I didn't sign up, but I just went through it just to see like what it was about. And I think one of the things that they made sure that they tell you is that they're not going to link you with anybody that you know, or I don't think any of your friends will. They won't do that because it would be too close to home. You know.
Are you really? Because I thought someone told me that it does show if you're
No.
friends with somebody.
Oh, well, I no, it purposely says that it will not pay or it will not show you to any of your friends. I read that because that was one of my biggest things. Like, what if I'm on here and then I end up like seeing one of my friends, one of my friends on Facebook, but they made sure that they say that that will not happen.
Okay.
But I
Okay.
didn't trust it. I didn't trust it, so I didn't sign up anyway.
Okay, because that's the thing is like, how do they match you? I'm thinking, they're friends of friends, so that way it's legit.
No, it's probably by like your age, where you live, probably like your similar interests because Facebook knows so much about you. They could probably pair you better with someone. There's millions of people on Facebook and a lot of people in your area, so give it
You
a
know
try and
what?
see what you get. I've
Yeah.
actually heard I've actually heard good things about Facebook dating.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So Janae said she would try the Facebook app. Oh gosh, Juju said that Facebook app is all killers, murderers, and weirdos.
That's because he on there.
Oh Lord. And he says no long distance if you're trying to keep your man. Juju, tell me what you think about online dating. What's your experience? Do you think it works or not? Because it seems like we're saying maybe the regular online ones don't work, but maybe through social media. Okay, so thank you guys so much for joining our conversation. Do you guys have any questions that you want to ask, you want to put out in the chat, and then we can talk about it? So the floor is open now. If you guys want to write any questions about online dating or any dating questions, period, go ahead and write them in the chat, and we can have a full-on conversation about it if you want. Okay, Thaddeus, have you ever had a story of a really bad online date that you met, or a really good date that you had from?
Actually, I have been pleasantly surprised a couple of times. Yeah.
In what sense?
For instance, I met this one girl. This girl. She kind of looked like kind of that bougie black girl. Very successful. Dressed very nice. Very uptight. Probably speaks. She doesn't speak Ebonics. Very educated. What one of those types makes six figures. And the consensus usually is girls like that are really stuck up. They're not down to earth. Very full of themselves. She was good looking too. So like one day, I kind of spoke to her for like a while, and then it didn't really go anywhere. And then one day I was like, it was on a Sunday, and I was hungry, and I hate going to eat by myself. So I was like, oh, let me ask her if she's hungry. I just randomly hey, you want to go grab something to eat? And she was like, sure. So I was like, meet me at this restaurant. She came, she met me. Sat down, and I thought that she was gonna be like, a total biatch. No, I actually sat down, and I was pleasantly surprised. Like, we had a good conversation, spoke there for like maybe like an hour and something. We went outside, and I think I had to go. I had something to do, but we were still talking in the parking lot until I had to go. And at the end, I was like, wow, like there is actually really, really good women out here.
So that's the thing, is like you were saying earlier, maybe it's a numbers game. Maybe you have to, swipe through your 100 to get the one or two, and do you have time?
Just play lottery. Yeah, just keep scratching. Keep scratching. Eventually,
So
you'll
again,
get the mega millions. Eventually.
so I haven't gotten any questions in the chat, or if you guys want to share your kind of experience with dating, or if you have any dating questions. But last thing about that is, what about the whole inconsistency on there? Because sometimes you'll start writing with someone, and then it's like, which I've heard guys say too, they'll start writing with someone, and then the person will just disappear, or they'll come back 2 days later and like catch up on the conversation. Like, what about that kind of inconsistency on those apps?
Like people are just not that vested. People are not serious, right? So, and then another thing is that you have so many people to talk to. I found that happens, and that kind of killed the vibe. Because by the time you're talking to this person, they're probably got like another 50 matches, and you got another 10, and then you're trying to go through and like say hi to everybody. Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah.
That's why I would just recommend, if you're serious, go to like a matchmaking service where they, or something like Match.com or like eHarmony, where you actually take your time and fill out a bio and really vet someone before you start talking to them.
You know, I think I've tried Match before because they had like a free week trial and nothing really came of it.
Yeah.
I didn't, you know, it's man, yeah, it's challenging, but at least we got some hope. I mean, we gave some people tips about what their profile could be improved, and maybe using social media as a tool as well. That doesn't seem as creepy and might have better luck.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I didn't see any questions in the chat, so I guess everybody's all good then. Thank you guys all for joining us tonight on our conversation about online dating. If you guys have anything that you want to talk about live, you guys could, write in the chat, let me know what you're interested in hearing about live. And if you want to join us live in one of our conversations, don't forget to like, share, tell somebody about the show. And thank you for all of our supporters that are on every time. Janae, Juju, Rosie, who else? Janae, thank you. I also saw, I think I saw
Rosanna.
Della. Della, thank you for joining us too. And Alexa was going off the chain at first, but we thank you for joining as well. And we'll see you next time on My Comfy Couch.